It has been a bit since we played some Genshin. The event has started, but it's going to keep going for about 17 days. So we'll probably pick up on the event next week, probably on Thursday. But I haven't explored the new area yet. I know there's a world quest in there. We're going to probably start with that today. Which means we're going to get some unfamiliar enemies and some unfamiliar terrain navigation, which means I will probably die at least 2 to 5 times. And if I die, that means we're going to pull on the Nahida banner again. And the same rules go. If there's subs, I'll still pull. And I'm debating whether we do a punishment wheel. If enough people send in suggestions for a punishment wheel, we might set one of those up on Streamlabs, and then we'll put, like, maybe a, I don't know, like a 100,000 channel points to make me spin the wheel or something like that. I honestly don't remember what I have the channel points set up to, so that's something I'll have to look into. You can always pop in on the Discord. Links are on my About page and in the description of any of my YouTube videos. So any further suggestions, I'm open to them. With that being said, we're going to just jump straight back into the game scene. Because it's time to stop putting off this damn Girdle of Sands. We finished everything on my checklist, so all that's left now is Girdle of Sands. Looks like this is the closest waypoint. If my fan is too loud in the background, I might turn it off, but it is 90 degrees in this outside, and it's possibly higher than that in this room, especially with all the lights I have on. I could have more lights on, but I only decided to keep on the ones that aimed directly at my face. So I might get a little overheated, and you'll see how shiny my forehead is. It's actually kind of shiny right now. Fulminating sandstorm. Something outer village. Not going to go into that yet. Comings and goings. A Parade of Providence, Act 1. Once all the acts are out, we'll try to speed through this, because I would like to get through it all in one stream, possibly 2 streams. Culling of Worms proposal. Yeah, I don't like doing these weird event things. I guess it's over here. That seems to be the road on the map. I just realized that my team comp is wacky. Oh, there's a rune guard over there. I want to put Amber back in the team. There we go.
Amber, reporting.
We're going to try and die less often, so we want our core team.
Right.
Oh.
Don't blink.
That counts. I wasn't expecting an invisible road there. That was a leap of faith. Worked out really well for me, though. So I got my big old tub of water next to me, because if this is a new world quest that we're about to start, well,
Yeah.
I already know.
Hey.
God, I'm gonna have to voice a lot of characters, because they never make any of these world quests voiced.
I'll race you there. I'll race you there.
We passed by this way a moment ago. Paimon heard some kind of bonkadonk. Could there be some kind of buried thing in the desert somewhere? It'd be a shame if we missed out on it. Paimon's getting excited already. Let's go check it out. There we go. Khvarena of Good and Evil. The Splendorous Sky That Day. Found it. Found it. Paimon wonders what it is. A mysterious drum. This one has cryo marking on it. Huh? Oh, come on. This is no treasure. It's just some tattered old drum. We don't know what it could be used for either. If we brought this to Royanjan, the antique seller, if we brought this back to the academia, let's say we brought this back to the Grand Bazaar. Let's say academia. Someone smart probably knows something, right? That's right. They might want to hear more about something we found in the desert. Paimon's not all that interested in this studying stuff, but we can, well, make a little what? But if we can make a little this and a little that off of their budget, why not, right? Hold on, there's a note over there on the side. It might hold some clues. Nameless Adventurer's Notes. This time, I've been commissioned to try and find local order and obtain information about something known as the Sign of the Aposha. I must say that the remuneration seems quite outsized when compared with the mission content. I hope I won't get caught in any trouble. I reached the entrance to the Temir Mountains with the help of an eremite mercenary, but he refused to continue onward, saying that this was the border of a war. Must be some desert dweller's superstition. Contrary to what I was told, it seems that the Nagarjanites are not very friendly to outsiders. Looks like I'll have to try infiltrating their ranks. I finally managed to make it out. Thankfully, these people are pretty civilized, so I managed to get away with my life. As I thought, these high remuneration commissions always have something fishy going on. Looks like an adventurer's work doesn't suit people who just want to earn some quick mora. I'll leave this drum here. Maybe someone will pick it up. That way I guess I won't totally disappoint Miss Catherine. Let Paimon see. Huh? This seems to have been left by an adventurer. The Sign of Aposha. Paimon's not super sure what this guy's talking about, but he sure is irresponsible leaving a commission unfinished just because it's hard. But since that's how things are, let's hand the drum over to Catherine and let her reassign someone to complete whatever commission this was. Alright, let's talk to Catherine. Do we want to go straight to Catherine, or do we want to try to get... Oh, that's way out there. Nah, we're going back to Catherine. Is it just me, or is there no music playing? Well, we'll know when we get into Sumeru City. I hate this bug. It's my least favorite bug in the game. At least it's a bug that has a known fix. Okay, I can hear the music. Hello there, Dan. How have your recent travels gone? They've gone quite well, thank you. It's been a little tiring. I've heard about your previous adventures. It seems you've become quite experienced. As long as you keep going, I believe it will only be a matter of time before you become a truly great adventurer. Are we not already? Speaking of adventures, we found this on one of ours. This was left by some irresponsible adventurer. We thought it would be bad if the commission he took never got resolved, so we brought it back here. Mysterious drum with a cryo marking on it. Indeed, this item is key to a particular commission. Thank you very much. The commission linked to this drum is a very important one from the academia, and it's also critical to the expansion of our operations. Unfortunately, though we have previously given this commission to various talented adventurers, they all invariably failed. Commission from the academia? Oh boy, here comes trouble. Well, this is an issue that even the academia can't solve, so we did expect a relatively high failure rate. Actually, Paimon's getting kind of curious now. What sort of commission is this anyway? Simply put, a recent star observation by researchers from the academia led to the discovery that the northern skies have been blocked by a strange, heretofore unforeseen phenomenon. Concerned that this would have a great impact on the accuracy of any astrological calculations, the academia immediately put people together to investigate. This resulted in them delving into ancient records, within which they found mention of a strange phenomenon known as the Sign of Apasha, which bears strong similarities to the recent occurrence. According to these records, the celestial sign appeared after a disaster that engulfed most of Teyvat 500 years ago. Although the circumstances of its eventual disappearance are unclear, its position has been determined to be near the Temir Mountains, at the northernmost regions of the desert. However, that area has only ever been sparsely populated. Even when the ancient desert realms were at their peak, they did not extend that far. And after the cataclysm 500 years ago, the place was one of the areas worst affected by the encroaching abyss due to being connected to an ancient underground realm. The entrance to Khvarena, perhaps? Since then, it has been declared a restricted zone by the academia, and only people who still live there are the mysterious Darshan known by the academia as the Nagarjanites. A mysterious Darshan, you say? The Nagarjanites? Though they seem like legends to the average person, they were once a Darshan of the academia, albeit one that split off 500 years ago. Then the researchers who wished to fight the monsters from the abyss banded together and traveled to the depths of the desert. And the Narjanites are an organization comprised of people who stayed there in the end. That said, it has been many years since the academia have been branched off from. Further and further from the academia. That said, it has been many years since, and they have branched further and further off from the academia. They seem to have developed their own academic traditions. It seems that they also worship a form of energy known as the Khvarena. This energy communicates with them in the form of spirits. Well, I feel that I'm going off topic now. The academia believe that the faction is strongly related to the celestial sign. However, they have not been able to establish contact with the group, and as such have commissioned the guild to assist in their investigations. I'm going to have to drink a lot of water today. This is a win-win situation for us as well. Ruins related to Khvarena are located nearby, but exploration in that area has been declared taboo by the academia until now. If this commission is a success, perhaps we will be able to participate in future expeditions into those ruins. Since you've heard me say this much, why don't you take this commission on? You're just finding someone to step up to the plate, huh? Guess this is our business now, huh? Well, if Khvarena is involved... So after all that, it sounds like we just need to look for those whatever-rights, right? Sounds like it'll be pretty easy, and we'll get some Mora from the academia, too. Yes, that drum you picked up was originally given to us by the Academia to be used as a token of good faith in our dealings with the Nagarjanites. They remind me of the word reminds me of Garganites from Small Soldiers. Have you ever seen that old 1990s movie? Rest in peace, Phil Hartman. Just give it to the organization's leader. It stands to reason that they will have some way to solve this problem. I'll be leaving this task in your hands. I have marked the rough position of the Temir Mountains for you. Ad Astra Abasask, traveler. May you inscribe a new legend in the desert sands. Khvarena of Good and Evil. So we're still the Splendorous Sky That day. It's gonna be a long one, I can tell. Don't have to go that far, though.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
That's like right there. I guess it was smart to go back to Catherine.
I'll race you there.
Where's the treasure, Sealy? That must be a sign of a Pasha, huh? How did I miss that? It's a huge hole with lots of horrid stuff going out of it. Is that a hole in the ozone layer? Early this morning, the Nagarjanites warned us to turn around and leave immediately, saying there was nothing to see in the northern desert. Some of our bodyguards are from the desert, and they're already beginning to waver. Superstitious lot. Captain Parshid plans to negotiate with their leaders, but will the Nagarjanites be able to? But will the Nagarjanites be amenable to reason with, as we are? I don't think it's a good idea, but since he's already decided to go, Captain Parshid was wounded by a crossbow bolt, and some of his warriors also returned severely wounded. All of our desert bodyguards are spoiling for a fight. The air in the camp is heavy with danger. It is as I thought. It will not be so simple to make them see reason. Captain Parshid's wound is becoming seriously infected. Perhaps the bolt was poisoned. Yee, I don't like the sound of that. Okay, we're going that way. Ooh, that's the new enemy type. What do they call it? The new... What are they called? Hilichurl. Wanderer? Nomad? I don't know. Cool. We never saw that new Black Serpent Knight that was added in 3.5. Oh shit, it spotted us. How far will it follow us? Oh god!
So hard. Another target tracked down by Outrider Amber.
Finally at the place. Because it looks pretty different from what we've seen before. There's strange crystals everywhere. Let's see if we can find the campsites nearby. Oh, it looks like there's someone there. Free sigils.
Won't let you down.
10k Mora. Who are you? You guys don't look like tribespeople of the desert. More like adventurers from a faraway land. But no matter who you are, this is as far as you will get. Please go back. We've been commissioned to come here. We're here to resolve an issue regarding the sign of a Pasha. The sign of a Pasha? How do you know of this name? We are adventurers who have an organization at our backs. Catherine of the Adventurers Guild told us, of course. Since you know of the sign of a Pasha, you must have heard of us. Shamania, the Order of Skeptics, right? The desert past this point is a restricted zone under our guard. As Ranger of the Order of Skeptics, I cannot let you pass, no matter what reason you may have. The Order of Skeptics? Ranger. My apologies, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Pyro, a member of the Order of Skeptics, in charge of guarding this place. The Order of Skeptics. Paimon remembers that Catherine told us to look for the Nagarjucides, or something. Looks like Pyro isn't the one we're looking for. The Nagarjunites. Huh. That's just a derogatory name for those guys from the rainforest have for us. Lord Nagarjuna is a hero who fought against the Dev, alongside the Divine Bird's heirs. He gained divine power through the rite of Junvat, and put an end to the calamity. How dare they call such a great hero, and our first Vinarapati, by his given name. Wait, why am I telling you outsiders this? Are you two spies from the academia? We're here to take care of a problem. We're here because we accepted a commission from the academia. Huh. So the academia folks have been reduced to hiring some no-name adventurers to do their dirty work? Cowards, just as I thought. I thought they might send some mercenaries over at worst. What an oversight on my part. Paimon didn't expect you to have such a strong opinion about the academia. Of course, Lord Narasaria, Linjunsapati, okay, has said that we wouldn't have been reduced to this state if it weren't for them. Wait, so you're here to gather intelligence after all? I revealed more than I should. Anyway, please leave. If this conversation continues, as unwilling as I might be to do so, I would have to end you. What? You're the one who couldn't resist blabbing. Why are you putting the blame onto us? Also, there's no need to be rash. Alright, Dan. Show Pyro the token that Catherine gave us. He'll know what's going on when he sees it. Token? This had better not be some trick. Ta-da, looks like we told you we weren't lying. Mysterious drum, one that has a cryo marking on it. What is this shabby drum? You call this a token? Did Catherine mix things up? You guys don't think you can bribe me with such a small thing, do you? Leave now or things will get nasty. Don't underestimate us skeptics. Spare us! It's too late to beg for mercy. Ah, well. Pyro, the ranger. Cool, I'm gonna walk away. Ooh, a note over here. Hastily scrawled notes transcribed from an unknown source. The true source of the mysterious power unique to... Fuck!
It's cheating. Go,
Here, go play with the bunny. The source of the mysterious power is unique to a place that locals call Khvarena, known as but based with the ability to eliminate and reverse the influence of this. In fact, type of annihilation powers on the same level they all, in other words, possess power to rewrite the rules. Regrettably, the abysses of Connery are currently used to stack the unconscious state of the being influenced when written by their power. Alright, we read through it. I bet nobody understood a single word I said, but I read through it. There you go.
Spring forth!
Don't blink.
Cease. Cease, I say. Lady Sarouche, why did you... You didn't have to attend to such trivial matters personally, let alone in front of these outsiders. We party appear to before whoever we wish. And our volition is not for mere mortals to question. How dare you overstep your bounds? This little thing is about Paimon's size. And the way she talks is kind of funny. Why is Pyro calling lady in that reverent tone? Oh, Paimon didn't say that out loud. Your sins will be judged. But in the time that for that has yet to come, the two of you over there, as envoys of the Academia, it is only polite to state your names first, no? Yeah, we should have introduced ourselves first, but that high and mighty attitude of yours is... My words and actions are not contrary to tradition and principles of the party. The same cannot be said of your nameless persons. Humph. Ugh, fine, we're not nameless. Paimon is Paimon, and he's Dan. We're adventurers who came here on a commission. I'm the one who's an adventurer. We're here to look for the Order of Skeptics. I need only know your name. Your other trivialities do not concern me. However, as for that drum, that item has profound connection with us pari, and is not something that you mortals should possess. Dan, I command you to present it to me immediately. No way, at least sound nicer about it when you're asking someone for a favor. Besides, this item is important to our commission. We're to hand it over to the leader of this order of yours. If we give it to you and fail to complete our commission because of that, not only might we lose our reward, we might even have to pay more to the Adventurers Guild, and that's a huge loss. Reward, Mora? To think that you would risk your lives in a place fraught with peril for such frivolous reasons. You know nothing of what transpires here. One mistake would send your race trembling into eternal samsara. Send your race? Wait, does Sarush know what Paimon's race is? Please tell us, we're begging to know. Even though I'm on the fence that it's just fairy. And yet you commit deeds that are beyond even our comprehension. You humans are such interesting beings. No matter, I shall bring you to the leader you speak of. This item will remain worthy tribute, even if you should only present it to me after that meeting. That's more like it. Wait, that's still not right. We still have to deal with that huge hole in the sky, and if we don't... Huge hole? You refer to the sign of Vourukasha, then. And you wish to quell this calamity with mere mortal coils? Huh, how presumptuous. It is the duty of the Pari to eradicate the sign of Vourukasha, an endeavor that I, Sarush, will give my all to accomplish. To quell this calamity, I must follow in the footsteps of the divine bird Simurgh, and sacrifice everything that one might call Sarush. To stand in my way is not a sin that one such as you may bear. Simurgh. Foolish beings, have you not heard of the divine bird Simurgh? She is the master of Khvarena, who once saved the lands from destruction. Legend has it that it was she who split the infinite moats of Khvarena after her sacrifice, thus quelling the catastrophe. I'm sure, but Paimon doesn't think that we'll need you to sacrifice yourself. In any case, this is a matter far beyond your capabilities, and your intervention is futile. All you must do is bear silent witness as I transcend. You shall receive remuneration for this guild of yours so long as the calamity is quelled, will you not? Still, do not forget to extol my virtues and laud my accomplishments. After all, even the greatest heroes shall require mere mortals like you to sing of their deeds. Wow, martyr complex much? But Lady Sarush, Vijayapati have instructed us to forbid suspicious individuals from interfering before the ritual is completed. I have decided, and as a pari, my word is law. Ugh. All right, follow me. I shall take you to the leader you spoke of. But gird yourselves all the same. That which lies ahead is not a place that human beings can easily set foot in. If you get lost or end up being eaten by some monster appearing out of nowhere, there shall be nothing I can do for you. She really talks big game, huh? She's so annoying. Not even that large, but she still talks a big game. Paimon, that's the pot calling the kettle white. Get it? Because Paimon's a big white floaty? Maybe that doesn't translate all that well. Let's switch to Noelle. Probably want to grab this, just in case.
Someone needs assistance.
Path ahead has been opened. Surely you follow the floating far leaves down. Huh, no words of gratitude? Come on now. I mean, we could have just glided down the whole way, but it's kind of neat. I think this place has been occupied by the Dev. These monsters move ever more often as of late. It seems the sign of Apasha must be extinguished. My mission is indeed one of most key.
As a good knight should.
Let's fight in the water.
Propagate!
With sword comes shadow. Let it rain.
That was powerful. Oh, that's not good.
You'll pay for that.
There we go. Let's get you in the water.
Incoming.
Scatter!
No one escapes my sight. Nowhere to hide.
There we go. Easy peasy. Amber almost died, but easy peasy. What do you mean, Dev? Aren't these just abyss mages and hilichurls? To think you would so easily defeat the rampaging Dev. Your strength is most radiant indeed. Consider me impressed. Though there is still quite the gap between you and Aspari, the sight of you fighting valiantly reminds me of those humans of legend who once fought alongside us. It wouldn't happen to be my sister and Dainsleif, would it? I have decided then. You shall have the honor of being my Yasanpati. Yasanpati? Paimon doesn't know what that is. Coming from you, it can't be anything good, really. Do you not have such things amongst your humans? Strategists, scribes, and the like? Those who exist to praise the heroes whose stories they exist in? Neither of those jobs are what you just described. No matter how great the hero, the great deeds must be recorded and sung by others. If not, the same fate that befell the ancient heroes shall befell them also. Though they may have loved violence and conflict, great deeds are still great deeds, and they are deserved to be remembered. Alas, those who loved conflict would be consumed by it, and once they had slain each other, they were all lost. And because there were no authors or poets to tell of their deeds, once all who had lived in such times were gone, and their works forgotten, I will not be like them. My great work shall shine so gloriously that the world itself will suffer a great loss to not know of it. My great work shall shine gloriously so that the world itself will suffer a great loss to not know of it. Thus, I shall now give you permission to record those deeds. Rejoice and give thanks, for this is not grace that few receive from Aspari. This all sounds very complicated, but basically you just need someone to tell how awesome you are, right? Not interested, thanks. Sounds like an alright gig. Couldn't you find a skeptic to help you out there? The skeptics. I admire their spirit, but other than their leader, whom you mentioned previously, the rest are not fit for such work. They speak all day how their conflict is the true nature of this world, but they have themselves all lost the ability to engage in such. None of them will be able to witness my sacrifice to its end. Whatever the case, it has been decided. Fret not, you shall be free to do so as you please once I have sacrificed myself to restore the pure skies. Till then, you shall witness my valiant form. Well, sure. If Paimon can't see it. She looks pretty cute, but her attitude is just the worst. The way she goes on and on about us and we and such, aren't the others around her right? Thinking about it makes Paimon a little ill. So far they're easier to tolerate than Lulupar. Also, what are these flowers? Morning flowers. I'll grab some of these, because they might need them later. They might add a new unit like Kave or something that uses them as their ascension material. The path here is now dotted with gray crystals. When I last left it, it was not yet so. Gray crystals? You mean the crystals we're seeing everywhere? They look like, what's it called? That stuff from Inazuma. It's crystal marrow. That's it. That's what it looks like. Baiman had her eye on them for a while now. What are they? Gray crystals are remnants of the black fire as embers, proof that this land suffered a great calamity. The black fire? Indeed, I am sure you've heard of the great catastrophe that struck long ago, where the dark fire rose from beneath the earth and scorched the land. Yeah, the cataclysm never really gets described in a lot of detail. So I'm glad we're finally getting some of that here. Water. It's the nectar of life. The dark fire opened a bottomless hollow in this land, and the demons of Dev that crawled through the gap nearly turned this into a lightless realm. Though the gap was blocked by the great tree, the dark fire's filth spread like seeds, and the countless dark and painful memories released by that corruption began to lay down roots and sprout. This persisted till the honored Lorn of Khvarena, the divine bird of Simug, drank the primordial water left behind by our god, before transforming herself into Khvarena of all kinds and scattering across the land. From that day on, the Khvarena has taken the divine bird's place in defending this land. Those painful memories that leaked out have been sealed by the Khvarena. What was left are these ubiquitous gray crystals. Though they seem no different from any other stone, they may contain objects that are yet to be purified. The gray crystals in this area have increased as of late. I suspect that there must have been something to do with the sign of Apasha's dark power. But if we use Khvarena's might, we can get rid of these crystals. If my senses do not deceive me, a wandering Khvarena should be nearby. Let us look around. A wandering Khvarena. Oh. Gray crystals. Gray crystals left behind by the remnants of corruption use the power of Khvarena to clear them out, but once said power retreats, the gray crystals will reemerge. Crystal melted. Well then, I do not misspeak of this, the Khvarena wards the Great Earth. The cultivation grounds the order of skeptics ahead. Alright. That's some deep water.
My hammer.
Oh, for some reason I thought this was the people. Okay. Why is this Sealy not moving?
Off with you! Off with you!
Don't blink! I must leave no stone unturned. Incoming! Hey! With sword comes shadow.
There we go.
Let it rain. Hey!
Off with you!
Steady as stone, as a dutiful maid would.
Let's peel off you a bit.
No escape! Don't blink!
There we go.
You give, you receive.
The things I do for arbitrary amounts of treasure. Man, this one, Sealy's going far.
That's everything. On to the next.
Lady Sarouche, Khvarena's envoy, you have returned. Though it has taken much work on my part, the analysis of documents regarding the rite of Shinvat will soon be complete. According to my research, we need only collect the great songs of Khvarena next, and then your great work may be then completed. Wait a moment, you two are? Do not fret, they are Dan and Paimon, my newly chosen Yasnapati, and his companion. They are here to witness my great work. Hey now, Paimon hasn't agreed to that yet. Yasnapati, you say? Though I will not question your most astute judgment, I fear that allowing ignorant outsiders into this land before the rite of Jinvat is complete before the rite of Jinvat is complete may have complete untoward effects. Now that the people of the Academia surely do not desire the rite's completion. Know that the people of the Academia don't want this to happen? No, they want the sky fixed, because they think it'll fuck with their star charts. Speak no further, I have my reasons for doing this. Well then, take that drum from before out, Dan and Paimon. Bring the drum out as agreed. Corybantes. Corybantes, you say? Ah, yes, this is an important catalyst for the ritual needed to forge the Laupa, the connection between ourselves and the Pari. I have searched for many years for this, and to think now it comes to me. This is indeed a good omen for my future plans. It would be good if the Fates would also be with me when I lead the Order of Skeptics to throw down the Academia and burn their House of Dana. Or whatever they call it, to the ground. Wow, way to casually paint yourself as the villain, huh? Villain, huh? The Academia are the true villains here. I have no doubt about that. I forgot my introductions. I am Nasajuna, the Vijayanapati of the Order of Skeptics. We who cultivate ourselves here. If I would use the terminology of the Academia, I would be the equivalent of a sage. But I doubt those pampered folk would care much about what we margins call ourselves. You do not look much like those of the Academia might send. We're just passing adventurers. We did take a commission for them, sure. And so you are of them, after all, but it matters not. Even if the entire corps of 30 were to be sent here, my plans would not be halted. Well, whatever your plans are, we didn't come here to stop them. That's for sure. Huh. So they would all say, those treacherous slouts from the Academia, and when my guard is down, you would stab me in the back. Just like those people in funny masks who try to skulk about and steal our academic tomes. I'm assuming you mean the Fatui? They even dared to attack our honored envoy of Khvarena, Lady Sarush. And they met defeat by my hands, each and every one of them. Or you're just talking about the Eremites in general, because the Eremites wear masks too, now that I think about it. It's very impressive, Sarush. I'm guessing those were the Fatui? The Fatui? I know not of what you speak. But they were city folk, so I doubt the Academia would be far behind in their shadows. I do not look upon us as some miserable few who inhabit the Temir Mountains. We once had such numbers that all the desert folk north of Mount Daramand would struggle to hold us. It is only because of our harsh environment and slander of ostracism by the Academia that we have been reduced to this. If it was not for such sage souls as myself holding things together and the protection of Khvarena, we skeptics would have been reduced to nothing long ago. Sounds like quite the disagreement, yes. Catherine said that you have your differences, but it sure looks to Paimon that you skeptics really hate the Academia. Say not hate, but rather simply cannot coexist. When I was young, I did go there to learn and attempt to mend our differences, but they treated me like an outsider. Though they feign politeness by calling us a branch of the Academia, this is not but a means to belittle us. It is said that our predecessors had a clash of ideals with them, and so chose to go into the desert and stand against the darkness themselves. From that day on, we have been holding firm in our war against the defilement, defending our land, and what those useless louses have been doing in the meantime. Compared to those pampered pedants, we who combine thought, word, and deed, far better deserve the honor of wisdom. Paimon doesn't quite get it. I can see where he's getting from, but he doesn't really know that there's been a complete change of order in the Academia as of recently. Only one of the previous sages is even still present. Paimon doesn't quite get it. You need only understand that conflict is the true nature of this world. Khvarena and impurity, Dari and the true way. It is these struggles for supremacy that have kept this world alive, just as surely as the sky does. Those sophists and their darshans believe that the fates of all are inscribed in the skies, and that this is the supreme wisdom and truth. But look, the skies reflect defilement itself. Surely their truth, then, is an imperfect thing. Perhaps nothing is truly perfect. Ah, you think thus? Then we might yet be friends. If time permits, may we discuss this issue in more detail. Nasaraya, this is not the time to talk about such things. Have you not seen how the gray crystals hem us even more tightly? If we do not extinguish the sign of Apasha soon, things will grow far more perilous indeed. Well, speaking of the sign, Right, that's right. We were tasked to fix this whole thing, but after all this talking, we still don't know what it's supposed to be. Well, our plans also involve extinguishing that celestial mark. As for what it is, if it must be described as anything, let us call it the water's surface. The water's surface? Your explanation just makes things more confusing. The water's reflection, while an illusion nonetheless, hides the truth within itself. So it is with the skies. It is like a mirage. If you have seen those before. That big hole up there is way spookier than any mirage. Well, it should be, for that celestial sign reflects the otherworldly hellscape. I just assumed it was a hole in the firmament. Long ago, Khvarena once built a facility here that connected them to the realms beyond. During the great disaster which they say Khvarena started, monsters swarm out from the very facility into the nations of the world. The monsters tore open a great rift that came to be called the Tunigi Hollow. Tunigi Hollow. And though they were sealed away with new vein of the ancient tree, this mysterious sign appeared along with that. What the sign reflects is that which lies beyond the dark rift. And though the monsters cannot enter Tevat through that illusion, it nonetheless radiates corrupt energies. They say that it's a hole in the ozone layer. It's a motherfucking hole in the ozone layer. It's letting in the fucking harmful rays. They say the very first Vinchnadapati extinguished that strange sign together with the Padi. But as the power of impurity has strengthened over time, this ancient symbol has appeared once more. And should we leave be, who knows? That hollow may be truly re-emerge one day, and the ancient war will be reenacted in truth. It might be interesting to live in through such exciting times. What? No, that wouldn't be interesting at all. Actually, it would be. It'd be very terrible, but interesting nonetheless. War is hell, but it makes for good movies. It matters not. Simurgh drank the Amrita left behind by our god, transmuting herself into limitless Khvarena. As the heirs to the divine bird, solving this problem is the mission that we Pari have. I, Sarush, will certainly leave behind work great enough to be her equal. Of course, Khvarena's envoy. And we of the Order of Skeptics shall surely help you in your duty through. What's with all this talk about sacrifice? Is it really necessary to solve this problem? Well, in truth, I do not know. All documents regarding the sign of a pasha have long been lost, and the traditions and rites surrounding it have also ceased to be passed down. If it had not been for the constantly looking up of what documents were left, there might not have been any more left to know what the rite of Jinvat existed at all. According to my research, the Pari are the descendants of Simurgh, and should therefore also have the power to transform the Khvarena to purify the land. And would you not say that this is a grand sacrifice to save the world from the part of the divine bird's heirs? Very much suits the Order's style. What? That's so? What? That's so haphazard. This sacrifice you're talking about doesn't sound like a small thing either. Why aren't we thinking about other ways to solve this issue? Paimon's sure there's got to be some alternative, right? Dan, it's always been this way, hasn't it? Yep, no. What do you mean? It has always been this way. The last, several missions we've done have always ended with somebody sacrificing themselves. The energy beings sacrificed themselves to save a pet. Ruka Devada sacrificed herself to stop the cataclysm and purge all of the forbidden knowledge. Fucking Kitsune Saiju sacrificed herself to fix the sacred Sakura. The list goes on, Paimon. I'm very good at my job, after all. I already said that you need not interfere. Simply witnessing my sacrifice shall suffice. It is something worth celebrating that we Pari should sacrifice our lives to purify the earth. Well, you say that, but maybe this is foreshadowing that Paimon is going to make an ultimate sacrifice for us at some point later on in the story. As tragic as that would be, I would be completely crushed. The Paimon haters are going to rejoice, though. I would ask that you keep a respectful distance from that which you do not comprehend, outsiders. But since this is the case, well, I was planning to investigate the Tunigi Hollow to make preparations for the rite of Shinvad anyway. Why don't you come along? I trust that you also wish to see the scars left behind by a fissure that once belonged to our world's bounds. When you see it, I believe you shall understand. Well, Paimon is kind of curious. A sound plan. In that case, I shall lead the way. After all, you would find it impossible to freely traverse this land where the Khvarena battles against impurity. My Yasunpati, follow me to the end. Watch me complete my mission. Sarush, Bloomguard of Pari. Pari are very mysterious creatures, and as the Bloomguard of her race, Sarush can replace your characters to fly and move. When Sarush is in flight, your character will stay in place and await her return. While in flight, Sarush can ascend, descend, and can use the accelerate skill to increase her flight speed. Sarush cannot be too far from your character, though a Bloomguard should never abandon others after all. Sarush can call upon special energies within items around which the mysterious mayflies dance. Press Sarush's interact skill to allow her to use her power to guide the Knight of Khvarena. Hold her interact skill to cause her to stop continuously channel Khvarena's might. During this time, you can control your character freely. As a Pari, Sarush can also perceive some things beyond normal human sight. So we have Sarush as a gadget now. Ah! We finally have a replacement for Lillipar, my Asapanti, and this, I shall simply call you Pale Floater. You are, after all, as foolish as a specter. Objection, objection, Paimon's not going to take that coming from someone. Damn, I wish I could have read that all. It was so fast.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Go to the Tunigi Hollow. Potato. What is this thing? Plumes of Purifying Light. Plumes of Purifying Light are the fragments left behind by entities of the Khvarena who have used up all of their strength. Only Pari such as Sarush can retrieve them. Some plumes will flee when Sarush approaches. She must successfully give chase to retrieve the plumes. Some other plumes will split into many leaves, and Sarush draws them close. Collect all of the leaves to retrieve the complete plume. When the red scarfs transform. How do I go up? Oh, A. What is happening? Anyway, we made it to our first Tower of the Seven. Time to unlock some map data. The world opens itself before those with noble hearts. Oh, that's half the map already. Here's the new boss. Inquisitus Baptist. At least this area is not too huge. This area is, like, deceptively large. Makes me wonder how we go over here, though. Because it looks like the entire world quest is going to take place in this zone. I need a lot more of these. Here we go. Is that deep pit the Tunigi Hollow? There's a super huge crystal over there in that place. Even bigger than the ones we saw before. They're scarier too. These were once huge trees used to seal and subdue the creatures of the dark depths. The power of defilement has corrupted them, warping them into such forms that you see now. Since the monsters have been sealed, it sure doesn't look like as if anyone needs to sacrifice themselves again. That is why we must use the power of Khvarena to reopen the way. Hey, wouldn't that just release the monsters again? It took so much effort to seal them, too. No, I mean that we must open the path to the sign of Apasha. The way to the rift in the earth was sealed long ago. It can never lead to the true darkness again. But that is exactly why that sealed rift does indeed connect to the illusion of the abyss. We only use the great songs of Khvarena to stabilize the seal before initiating the rite of Chinvat, to pass through the darkness and reach the sign. The great songs of Khvarena. They are the mightiest manifestations of Khvarena scattered throughout the world. We can use the great songs to initiate the rite of Chinvat. After that, we can open up a path in the darkness to the and just as legends hold, the first Vinipati, Narajana, and Pari had done so. That's all well and good, but what will we do once we reach the side of the sign is on? I do not know what happens after that. I've encountered legends that our first Vinipati, Nagarjuna, was lifted up to the heavens, where he used divine power to extinguish the sign. But that, I feel, is a mere myth. I believe that the Khvarena's envoys will have some way, since they can purify the defiling impurities. They must also have some way to extinguish the sign. Did Sarush not also say that she wishes to imitate the sacrifice of Simerg? The world is built upon the conflict and sacrifice, after all. Well, that's what Sarush says, sure. But that's way too irresponsible of you. Oh, don't fret. Before the necessity of any sacrifice can be ascertained, we must still bring the great songs of Khvarena together. At the moment, we have yet to take even the first step forward. Uh-huh, says the guy who's just been talking this whole time. Well, basically, the Pari who have been chosen as Bloomguard can touch the great songs. But our current envoy, Lady Sarush, has yet to obtain that right. Is that so? For all that bluster, you really aren't all that... Huh, Sarush? You dare speak to me like that, Pale Floater? Well, Paimon isn't a pale floater. You kind of are. But then again, pale floater sounds like you took a shit and left it in the toilet till it started turning white. But so I would definitely be insulted to be called pale floater. Only by obtaining the twin-horned chaplet may she become the Bloom Guard, a being able to gather the power of Khvarena as such. She must first be acknowledged by Lady Zurvan, the first Pari. She is a mighty Pari who once fought alongside our ancestors. It is even said that she was the very Pari who fought alongside the ancient heroes to subdue the embers of the abyss. I have a feeling I know who they are. But that elder of ours is utterly unreasonable. She refuses to acknowledge my dearest desire. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about that. Still, even without the twin-horned chaplet, my sacrifice will suffice to accomplish this deed. There we go. Of course, I do not intend to doubt you. I do not intend to doubt your desire to sacrifice yourself in this way. But if you are unable to perform the rite and pass through the Dark Hollow, your wish will not be fulfilled nonetheless. So much talking. This is why people skip these. But me, I enjoy and I relish it. However, I do have a suggestion, Lady Sarouche. Lady Sarouche called you her Yasnapati, did she not? Why don't you go with her to the Vourukasha Oasis? That is where Lady Zurvan may be found. Perhaps Lady Zurvan may yet change her mind should she see that humans view Lady Sarouche as a predestined envoy. Why aren't you going? I am her Yasnapati after all. Well, we've got a commission to complete. This is the only method we have to present to change our current situation, so please do go with Lady Sarouche to the sacred place protected by the Khvarena. Aren't you a sneaky one? Looks like you're the only person coincidentally out of a job. Of course not. There's much I must do. For example, the preparations for the Rite of Chinvat still must be done. I must also consult the words of the ancient scribes once more to ascertain the locations of the great songs. As for the Kori drum you brought, I believe I may now form a connection with the Pari who sleep present once more. Their awakening is necessary for the Rite of Chinvat to occur. Regardless, I leave the matter of the twin-horned chaplet to you. Once everything is complete, let us meet at the campsite among the Temir Mountains. Oh well. Guess we have to look for the Pari leader, right? Let's hope she isn't as nasty as Sarouche is. Then I shall leave the matter of the twin-horned chaplet to you. I have some leftover work to take care of. I believe that all people, no matter who they are, will submit to you and the envoy's awesome glory. When we have each done what we must, let us meet at the campsite of the Temir Mountains. Okay, so we want to follow the road and not just go that way. So what is this? Naroda fruit. The Naroda fruits are born of special plants that have been nourished by the Amrita, and their juices contain some of the mysterious power. Press Sarouche's interact skill to cause her to harvest Naroda fruits and gain the ability to throw them, using their power to stand against the impurities. Is that it? As they contain Amrita, Naroda fruits juices can also melt through special crystals created as a result of Amrita. Okay. I have to just climb up to it now? I don't get it. Press the Rishi's interactors will cause a harvest Narita fruits and gain the ability to throw them, using their power to stand against the impurities. What? Aha! I figured it out.
Ooh, wonderful.
That was more complicated than I thought it would be. So what are these things? The Soul Bell is an ancient artifact of the Order of Skeptics, which they made together with the Pari for the use of trials. It's meant to choose human heroes. It used Khvarena in its manufacture and can thus be engraved with past memories.
I'll catch up.
So it's a time trial, basically.
Incoming. Not bad, as far as treasure is concerned.
Alright, another waypoint. This place is so much more easy to navigate than the wider desert. We just take this road to its end.
Don't blink.
These are just a new form of Sealy. Tri-Sharite.
All in a day's work. I'll catch up.
Burgeoning Spirit. These tree vines are ensnared and scattered in Khvarena. Ensnared the scattered Khvarena. Sarush can use her power to extract the energy and channel it into vines. Some of the tree vines have been affected by gray crystals and require additional Khvarena energy for their snare to be loosened. Alright. That seems simple and straightforward.
All in a day's work.
This is the Oasis? There's something kind of right about that. Is that a snake? Oh, what are they called? It's a wennet. It's a giant crystallized wennet. Oh, wow. Whoa, this crystal looks like... Could this be one of those wennet that we've seen before? How did it get trapped in here? So you call these children of the ancient dragon the wennet? Still, it does not have a sinful form. Perhaps it was merely unlucky to have been caught in the crossfire and sealed here. Well, maybe it's a good thing it's been sealed here. If not, it might just pop out of the ground and swallow us all in one go. I'll protect you, Paimon. I had an opportunity to not say Paimon would not be good to eat. Paimon knows that. You two certainly look like you get on well. Well, of course, we're the best of buddies. But it's not also said that even the constant companions would fail to notice if the other was spirited away by the sprite. These stories are quite common too, yes? What are you talking about? Dan would never do that. I merely jest. If you are bosom buddies, surely some idle jokes would not move you. We shall soon reach the Vourukasha Oasis. Come, let us hurry. Ah, fungus. Interesting. There's probably some new weapons that use this for level up material. Or even maybe ascension material. Lizard. Oh, it's just a lizard. Okay. Farwick. As a form of Khvarena, scattered upon the earth, Farwicks contain the same power and will stick to your characters, once picked up and affect nearby gray crystals. You can also put Farwick down where you need it to unleash its power. Shining's achievement. I am a puzzle-solving master.
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance. A little dusty. Best give it a spring cleaning.
Well, let's just keep this with us until it goes away. Don't forget to read those adventure knowledges, because they give you free Primo Gems. It's just like Nesajuna said. Its defiled energy is oozing out of a huge gap. Looks like the large tree is stumping on there too. Energy's coming from the center. Paimon doesn't know who or what that is, but let's go over there and take a look. Now that we're through the fucking wall, we can probably start making our way towards that Tower of the Seven.
Someone needs assistance. That's everything. On to the next.
There it is, the Tower of the Seven. Paimon didn't think there'd be such a huge patch of green on the other side of the mountain. We were just in the desert, too. How strange. Impressive, is it not? It is our homeland, after all. The homeland of the Pari? So there's a whole lot of people like you down here, right? You know what? Paimon's not all that keen on going. Should you not be excited to go beyond the word? Should you not be excited beyond words? And there's this big tree stump over there that looks like it's holding off the stuff oozing out of the big hole. That is the Haverspoktum, a sacred form of the god that is granted to the Pari, that granted the Pari life. It is not just some large stump. That's a god? Well, we've seen other gods. This is the first time we've seen one looking like that. That is because our god, Haverspoktum, cannot be considered alive. 500 years ago, our great god gave all to quell the power of the disaster afflicting this place. But she was stained with corruption and could not be reborn in a purer plane. Thus, her divine consciousness continues to wander the mortal one. Oh, this is going to be some more forbidden knowledge bullshit. Our great god left us with the sanctified Amrita, and the Lord of Verdun caused the Haverspoktum to grow from that, thus anchoring our god into this realm. The Vourukasha Oasis has been nourished by the Amrita, and even the Khvarena defends this earth. Even the Khvarena that defends this earth gains its unending power by the grace of the Amrita. But this god of yours doesn't look too well. She's been trying to hold out against this stuff that's been coming out of the hole the entire time. Her power maintains the seal over the Dark Hollow. I fear that the emergence of this sign is due to the attraction of that evil power. If it were not for the presence of the Haverspoktum, the defilement surging forth from the hollow would have infected the entire world. But it is also due to the performing of this duty that the tree has deteriorated so much. I do not believe that I could ever bear to be reduced to such a state. That is why I must leave a legacy of heroism behind for all to remember before it does happen. Well, never mind that. First, let's look at this Zurvan person, shall we? If we get that chaplet and fix the sky real quick, it might make your god feel better, too. Their god is a tree stump. Well, I'm not one to judge. Oh, that's a large fall down. Vourukasha Oasis. Alright. So the Hills of Barsom, the Asiparetvana Swamp, and the Vourukasha Oasis are the only things here. As well as some new domains. Mastery. Mastery. That's it? Okay. Ten more. Hooray, it's this puzzle again. Oh wait, I just remembered. We have Amber. That. So we want to do 1, 2, 3 in that order. There we go.
Another target tracked down
Free
by
stuff.
Outrider Amber.
Also more pretty flowers. Oh no, there's Sartune peaches. Nice.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Okay.
I'll race you there.
We'll be able to see her once we get out of here. Aren't you getting nervous, Art? Getting a little nervous, aren't you, Sarouche? Impossible. Do not second guess me frivolously, Pale Floater. Oh, I'm supposed to go the other way.
Another target tracked down by Outrider Amber. Bet you can't keep up with me. Bet you can't keep up with me.
This tree is deceptively big. There's another waypoint in here. Talk to Zurvan. Well, if it isn't Sarouche, such a rare guest. It has been a while, Elder Zurvan. Elder? Why, if you call me that, then you should follow Pari norms and cease consorting with those humans, whose hearts are heavy with their ulterior motives. I haven't gone against our norms. I have only made a contact with humanity to find a way to extinguish the sky fire, such as the divine bird did. And that is why you have learned all that claptrap about sacrifice from the humans. We Pari are nothing for such foolishness. Isn't our duty as Pari to sacrifice ourselves for the battle of defiling impurity? Await the call of destiny, Sarush. Only humans rush in blindly. This destiny you so speak of is a nebulous thing. I can't simply be expected to sit and wait for it. And that is precisely the danger. The chaplet you seek contains the highest authority over the Khvarena. In giving it to you, I may as well be handing over the power of the Khvarena over to these untrustworthy humans. Can't you just have more faith in me, Elder? Ugh, you two. Looks like we're being left out here, aren't we? Also, it seems Sarush loses that cocky attitude of hers in front of Zurvan, huh? She's probably just fond of weird roleplay. Perhaps she has her hidden facets to her person. No, weird roleplay. And those skeptics are all too happy to go along with her, huh? Well then, little ones, you came with Sarush, yes? This is not a place that ordinary humans may visit lightly. Let me see. Well, you certainly aren't from the order of skeptics. You seem to be outlanders, in fact. Well, in matters of courtesy, I suppose you two shall introduce yourselves first. I don't ask humans for their names often, you know. Paimon is Paimon, and he's Dan. We're adventurers who shuttle across Teyvat. I am Sarush's Yasnapati. Her Yasnapati? How interesting. She might have had a little misunderstanding somewhere, though. This is the forbidden land of the Pari, the paradise nourished by Amrita, the shrine at which we pay reverence to our great god. Only heroes who have forged bonds with Pari and pilgrims who have come to genuflect before our god may enter. I shall take it that you are Sarush's companions, then. It has been several hundred years since humans last visited our Sea of Flowers. That said, aren't there a ton of skeptics living outside in the desert? They don't know how to enter this place? I shall not permit such discourteous folk to enter this hidden realm. In the past, we Pari did indeed fight alongside their ancestors. We even lived here together. But many years have passed, and the folly has grown strong amongst them. Even the traditional rites have become utterly forgotten. None living amongst them now can forge a lapa with a Pari. They should have been the ones to conduct the rite of Abzor, for the tree that suppresses the dark hollow, thus cleansing it of the filth that stained it. Yes, the deterioration of the tree cannot be avoided. But if they had not neglected the rite, and caused the seal to weaken, this terrifying sign would never have reappeared so soon. But the human tradition is unreliable in this fashion. Compared to them, you outlanders, blank slates as you are, certainly seem more dependable. Paimon's not sure if you're actually praising us or not, but we're here to... I would guess that you are here about the sign in the sky. I doubt that anyone would notice our little nook if not for the great crisis. Well, we were commissioned to deal with this large hole, yeah. Oh my. So it is as I have guessed. It seems that even after so long, this short-lived race is as short-sighted as ever. Still, if it were not that way, would you even need us Pari to act on your behalf? Looks like Pari are just pretty nasty as a whole. I miss the Aranara questline. Regardless, since human heroes have again graced our secret garden, it seems the gears of destiny have begun to turn once more. And you seem to be an interesting human being, too. That takes me back. Once upon a time, I too traveled alongside humans, as curious as you quell the calamity. Perhaps you really might be equal to their great deeds. Well then, it is decided. I shall give you a chance. The two of you certainly seem more trustworthy than those blind, foolish skeptics. Elder, shouldn't you put your trust in me instead? Well, as for that, you do know where Rashnu and Mahir are, right? Go bring them here. They should still be enjoying their beauty sleep right now. This will serve as proof of your trustworthiness, and I will be able to give the chaplet to you. Ooh, Paimon knows, so this is the kind of seal that everyone needs to get together to break, and then we can get the chaplet, right? Ah, such impoverished imagination. The chaplet can be given to you at any time, but to solve the issue of the sign of Apasha, we will need their strength. Sarush alone will not be able to open the path through the Dark Hollow, not even with the chaplet. This, perhaps, is another example of the rule of three. Damn that fucking rule of three. It's always coming back to bite me in the butt. Paimon doesn't really know what you're saying, but as long as we can get the chaplet, it's fine. Indeed, Dan Paimon, do help Sarush out, all right? I do not need help. You're not very honest, Sarush, but since your elder said so, guess you've just got to listen to us. Let's go look for these Pari names are hard. Rashnu and Mahir. The last time we convened was many years ago now.
In adventuring, as in business,
I know
you
not
always
what
have
they
to seize the
still...
opportunity while it's
As they...
there.
Whatever. Alright. That was about an hour and a half. For one quest, and now we have two more. Go to the Hills of Barsom and search for Rashnu and Mahir. So we'll do Rashnu first, because that's the one it set us to. Gotta get up there, eh? So, well, looks like there's a road up into the mountain this way. So that's gonna be the route we take. I can see the waypoint already. We're probably only going to go for about another hour and a half, so I don't think we're going to finish this in one stream. But if I had to guesstimate, I would not be surprised that this is going to be about a 5-hour endeavor. So we'll spend about 3 hours on it this time. And then we'll finish it up in another stream. Maybe we'll do a bonus stream this weekend. Well, this was easy.
That's everything. On to the next.
Let's get this other Munculus. Alright. So we gotta get through the swamp, through the mountains. So I wonder if the path will just lead us straight there. Yep, these are the hills. Hills of Barsom. There's some eremites out here, huh?
I'll catch up.
I guess they live out there after all. Gory Drum. These drums are created by the Order of Skeptics' ancestors. Hit them according to the specific method to cause elemental power within to resound. There are 3 ways of hitting these drums. Normal attacks will create a light sound. Plunging attacks will create a heavy one. Stay still to create a pause. Okay. There are often drum scores near the Gory drums. The scores are comprised of various leaves that are split into 3 categories: empty, half, and full, which correspond to pause, light, and heavy. Read the scores from left to right and top to bottom. After your performance begins, each glimmer of Gory drum represents 1 beat. Follow the score and beat in order to corresponding drum beat to complete the performance. Yeah, I can't read that. It's like half faded. I don't need more distractions. The tree that Rashnu is there, but... let us draw nearer. I fear that returning Rashnu may yet be a difficult task. Who's this? How did you get up here? Huh? It's you, Nasuchuna. What are you doing here? Ah, honored envoy of Khvarena. I've already forgotten what it... Khvarena. Honored envoy of Khvarena, and you two. Ah, the Yasnapati and his companion, I suppose. Just call us Dan and Paimon. Since I have been given such permission, then allow me to call you by those names. Do you two remember what I mentioned earlier about how we skeptics have always been searching for the Gory drums? It was about them being important items from some ritual or something? Yeah. Well, while I can see that the proper terms were not remembered, that is in essence the matter, yes. The 2 of you have been acknowledged by Khvarena's envoy, and yet you know little of our glorious history. I fear that you must be led astray by heresies and heterodoxies from the forest. Allow me, then, to explain the true history of Barsom and the Gory drums. Story time, is it? Joy. This is no idle yarn to be told after tea. It is the tale of our meeting with the Pari, the scions of the divine bird, and the long years of war that have endured here in this land thereafter. Paimon would prefer idle yarns in that case. Long ago, our predecessors worked to quell the disaster that occurred in this land, and formed a profound friendship with the Pari. Barsom's familiar had a preference for music, so we crafted Kori drums for her. During the ceremony where our bonds with the Pari were made official, 5 drums had to be gathered and played in accordance to the scores. Though the Kori drums are long lost, the drum scores have withstood the corrosion of the sandstorms. As you can see, they have been almost perfectly preserved. Words shall nary describe the true magnificence of that occasion when the Kori drums sounded, all things reverberated in unison. It felt as if their sound could freely traverse space and time. Those who witnessed it were all shaken to the core. Even elements themselves were stirred. Sounds like a very lively time. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. Sigh, it's a shame that we skeptics failed to pass on our legacy, resulting in the loss of all the Kori drums. However loudly we cried, Barsom's familiar would never again utter a word in response. Barsom's familiar. Is this Rashnu Sarush mentioned before? Is that who you're talking about? But why wouldn't she respond to the Order of Skeptics' call? The Pari and the Order of Skeptics both value tradition and ceremony, so there is a routine to our actions. They talk about tradition, but then they lost their drums. This is hardly a peaceful land, that such things would happen in little surprise. Okay. Seems like getting Rashnu back to the Vourukasha Oasis won't be easy. That is so, we will need to collect all the Kori drums and play them accordingly to the score. Thankfully, I have never once given up on searching for the lost drums. I have been gathering the relevant clues even before your arrival, as one might have expected of you, Lord Narusaraya. There's no need to flatter me, after all. If Arideva had not... My apologies. I refer to an elder amongst the Order of Skeptics who left for Sumeru City to work on his, light novels. The dreaded things. This heavy responsibility would not have fallen to me otherwise. He became a light novelist? He rambled on and on about how warring against the Yai publishing house editor and opponents of the genius invocation TCG should still be considered war. But if you ask me, he's just turning into a ridiculous old geezer. But he's still an elder who knows more about our heritage than I do, so I have to ask him for information regardless of any disagreements we might have. He's reluctant to answer any questions that don't have to do with light novels and card games, though. It took me 3 whole questions to receive a single reply. Anyway, it took me a great deal of effort just to gather clues about the Kori drums. Yay, new clues! But Nazajuna, you said if you had all the clues all along, why didn't you go look for the lost Kori drums yourself? That's an easy one to answer. It seems that you're in possession of a vision. That's right. I'm not. And yet you're capable of bending the elements to your will. What an enviable gift. Unfortunately, I was not blessed with such a gift. So it is good that you are here. I mean, we could save quite a lot of trouble for Lady Sarush with your help otherwise. I would have to make other arrangements. But it is just as I said before. It seems that even fate is on my side. Lady Sarush and you two, please come with me. Hidden treasures may be found closer than we think. This is a whole lot of lore. That's strange. There's no path here at all. It seems like you're not all that good of a guide, Nazajuna. There are signs of rockfall. You are observant indeed, honored envoy. I am inclined to think that monster activity caused rocks to collapse and thus block this. Well, let us call it a path. But you may leave this to me, everyone. This problem only requires a little spark to solve. Ah, yes, for safety concerns, please stand back a bit. Cleans the stone crevice before putting a small package inside. He fills the gap back up and retreats a safe distance and lights it. Oh, he just put TNT in it. Large rock blocking the way splinters into smaller pieces. When the dust finally clears, a gray gate appears in its wake. Just a scam. Scam likely phone call. Well, that's it for those stones blocking the way. Wait, why is there still a gate in the way? There's always another gate to go through, huh? Does seem quite sturdy. We used to be able to pass through, but as for breaking the seal on this great gate, we will need your help, you two. Well, I guess that falls to us, huh? Rift Hounds! Uh-oh. These are the echoes left from the battles fought many years ago.
Incoming! Hey! Cut to the chase!
Propagate!
I must leave no stone unturned. Get him! Speed of light!
Germinate!
Incoming! Yeah! With sword from shadow! Ha! Don't blink! Yeah! Ha! Yeah!
That was easy. Easy puzzle is easy. Seems like there's something buried beneath the piles here. Want to take a closer look?
Scatter!
It's been a while since I've limbered up. We'll see about that. Too late for regrets. Hey. Huh. I'll take care of it.
Alright, now we have at least a team that can go do two different things.
I'll protect us. Incoming! Hey! No with me? Huh? We'll see about that. Dare to mess with me? Ha. Let's dance. Ha. 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 Have fun with this gift. Too late for regrets. Dare to mess with me? Heat.
Propagate!
I kind of like Barzon's play style. Aiming? Who needs to aim?
We'll see about that. Don't blink. Dare to mess with me? Tuh. I'll protect us. Huh. Huh. Oh, hi. Hi. Yeah.
There we go. This place is full of gray crystals. As June looks around before collecting the scattered records and browsing the items. It's not too far from what I expected. The mechanism that sealed the Dendro Drum was once here, but has been destroyed. There are even some notes that show where the other quarry drums might be found. Notes left by someone. After scouring the lands for days, I have finally found the Corybantes. Alas, I lack the strength to retrieve them. As such, I will record their locations here. There is no detailed information on the key contents of the ritual. I have drawn the following inferences from the comprehensive review of the current body of research. Firstly, the element of the Corybantes matched the element recorded on the drum score. This is obvious and requires only a rudimentary understanding of anemo and geo drums do not exist. The reason for this merits further investigation. Secondly, the meaning behind the notation. Notation may be divided into three categories: empty, half full, full. The hypothesis is that the musical notes refer to three types of rhythms, namely pause, light, and heavy. Thirdly, the order of reading. Unable to be determined, if a lost quarry drum is found, one can try to read the usual order, which is from left to right, top to bottom. As the elders put it, when the quarry drums were lost in a single night, the Order of Skeptics was overcome with a great grief. Losing the drums meant losing the bridge that connected them to Barsom's familiar, and from then on, the young were never again able to listen to her teachings. This was a grave incident indeed. Great efforts were made by all in search of the drums thereafter, but few gains were made due to the obstruction posed by the defiled energies, according to the elders. This is only one of those old locations. But as you have seen, those without the power to combat the brute might of the defilement, those who cannot wield the elements, and those who have not yet obtained the trust of Khvarena's envoy are unable to reach this place. Arideva also attempted to retrieve the Dendro Drum here in his youth, but he did not succeed, and has been silent about the matter ever since. A sense of responsibility, perhaps, or was it pride that closed his mouth? You know, when you said that the Order of Skeptics had terrible relationship with the Academia, Paimon thought that you'd all just stay here. Now that there's that big hole in the sky, never mind coming back to help out. Don't you think it's kind of weird that he's just over in Sumeru City writing novels and playing his cards? Perhaps he can achieve in fantasies what he could not in reality. You mean writing a story of his failures into a light novel and changing the ending? How's that supposed to solve a real-life problem? People need hope in their lives, even if it isn't real. Well, Paimon thinks that sticking together is our best chance of fixing this sky hole problem. It concerns Sarush too, after all. Your concern, Paimon, is rather wasted on one destined for grand sacrifice such as I. Or perhaps I should say that evaluating the choice of fates and of others itself is an overly prideful act. Paimon, just, Dan, help Paimon out here. We're just here to complete a commission. We're to respect their wishes and wish them well. We're here to complete it. Shouldn't we be saying that we can't just let you be? Forgive my saying so, but such thoughts might be a bit unprofessional from adventurers and specialists. Regardless, now that we know where the quarry drums are specifically, we just need to retrieve them all. Although the trial here has been destroyed, that may not be the case in other places. Whether they are or shall be little issue, let us have the task to my Yasunpati. There should be no issue for someone of his caliber, no? Of course, we're professionals, you know. In that case, you can find the other quarry drums so long as you follow these notes. I leave that to the two of you. Good luck. Right, Dan, remember to record the drum scores on the stone walls. We'll definitely need them at some point. Copy of the drum scores.
Go, Barbara, go!
All right. Found the first one. That was easy. Another one down. That's a drum here as well. Let's take some notes. Okay, so this is going to be a long and tedious journey. That should be the third one, right? Two more. One left to go.
Go, Barbara, go!
Paimon's having a hard time remembering what was drawn on the previous one. Where's the last one? It's over there?
Another test subject. Fry!
That's the last one. Let's go look for the other quarry drums. Okay, so let's go to the one over here first. Because it seems to be the one the most out of the way.
Go, Barbara, go!
The real question is, are we going up or are we going in? Alright. I guess we don't need this party set up anymore.
Oh, how exciting! Leave it to me. Yes, stone. A little dusty. Best give it a spring cleaning.
Okay, this is just the way to that new boss. Okay. So we wanted to go up after all.
Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up. Huh. Someone needs assistance. Catch up. Huh. Someone needs assistance. Huh. I'll catch up. Huh.
Oh, Tui. Cool. Oh, we gotta go even further up.
Someone needs assistance.
I think we can climb this. Yep, found a stopping point. Get some stamina and go.
I'll catch up.
Alright, so we just gotta get 3 drums, which gives us a total of 5. Which is 2 less than the elements. Bright flame altars, we need to light them all. Should be no difficult matter. Will it really be that easy? Try it yourself and you shall see, pale floater. The flaming seeds of hope are like candles in the wind. Should plan our route. Bright flame altar. An altar once used by the skeptics' rituals. Wonder how it ended up here. Obtain a seed of fire that can be carried between altars. The seed of flame is like a candle in the wind. Find your way up to the others before it all goes out. Don't get up there, though.
The gliding champion of Mondstadt.
Am I missing something? Where are the other 2?
Bet you can't keep up with me.
It's not like they're marked. Oh, last one.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Simon thinks that worked. Where's the Cory Drum? Let's have a look. Okay. That's annoying. I hope I don't have to do that again. Okay, Corybantes Vijan. Eight more.
I'll race you there.
So there was a bridge we crossed over, so we're just going down there now. Going far down. Okay, this seems like a good a place as
Only
any.
the wind was a little stronger.
The hell is this place? This place is spoopy. So this must be the Electro Drum. Why is there a storm here? You grow afraid, pale floater? Craven, but do not fret. With me to shield you, simply thunder should not be able to be feared. Paimon's not afraid.
Let it rain.
Scatter!
Leave it all to me.
Simple, just do damage. Easy peasy.
With sword comes shadow. As a good knight should. No one escapes my sights.
Oh, that's a big boy.
Get him. No escape.
Come on, fight me over here, big boy. Yeah.
No one escapes my sights.
Scatter! Spring forth!
Incoming. Huh? Let it rain.
Alright, let's go back and get the Cory Drum. This is taking less time than I thought it would.
If only the wind was a little stronger.
So we're going down again. Looks like we have to get into my swamp.
I'll race you there.
Uh-oh.
Opening a chest is like unwrapping a gift.
Makes sense. Hydro puzzle involves a lot of water. Doesn't have to be about reading the water's reflection and going underwater to look for answers. Speaking of those devices that could bring us to the water level up and down, so the water goes away. Where does all the water go and the level come up from? That's a good question, Paimon. Where is the water going to come from? Use the special 4-leaf sigils.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt. I won't let you down.
I don't know how that helps.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
What the? So we have to use the reflection somehow. I don't really see what I'm supposed to do here. Special 4-leaf sigil. These special 4-leaf sigils can be affected by the power of Armita and be moved by Sarush. Press Sarush's interact skill to pick them up and place them where they are needed. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. That being said, they are very forgiving with the timing on this. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this.
I won't let you down.
There we go. That wasn't too hard. Once we figured out what we had to do. Pyro Drum should be nearby.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Hickpulso. Let Paimon count. Now that makes all the Pyro Drums. No time to lose. Must return to Barsom. Narasuria should be waiting. It's a good thing we put all these waypoints right where we need them to be.
If only the wind was a little...
Alright, all of this to just get somebody to talk to us. Let's see, next we just need to put the Pyro Drums back in their original places before performing the piece according to the scores on the stone walls, right? Rashnu will definitely be happy to answer us when he hears her favorite music. Do excuse my presumption, but the ritual that bound the Order of Skeptics to the Pari is one of great significance. I think that it would only be proper order skeptics regulation if Viginopti, that is to say myself, were to preside over it. But we're the ones who got all 5 of the Pyro Drums. Even if you are Lady Sarush's Yasunpati, I believe this is to be out of line, or shall I call the prideful presumption upon her favor. Lady Sarush is Khvarena's envoy. She might have behaved more amicably to those 2 of you on account of your aid in fulfilling her destined mission. Yet this is but a manifestation of her virtue, and not any credit of yours. Do not forget your place. Give praise and stand in awe of her every action, as you should. That's what you say, but even then, Sarush always acts all high and mighty. Paimon doesn't think she's all that great, or even all that distant from us. That does not sound like something that should be written into my hymn or praise. Well, I'd say praise enough by Paimon standards. Well, what about you then, Dan? Do you want to play the Pyro Drums and awaken the familiar Barsom for me? Arjuna could do it. Being a bystander's alright sometimes. I'm not a bad performer. I've learned many a forest tunes from the Aranara. Fuck it. We'll brag. Yep, and the Aranara sure do love music. And since Rashnu is someone who will respond to humans who call out to her using music at the Pyro Drum, she's definitely a music-loving Pari too, right? Paimon wonders if she'll enjoy Aranara music too. The musical scores of the Pyro Drums cannot be compared to some forest ditties. They are part of the Order of Skeptics tradition. Perhaps I should be the one to perform them instead, rather let the Outlanders do it. Nasuaria, you too have merely understood this task from the mere writings. The way I see it, would he experienced in the performing arts as he is not be more reliable choice? The principles are the same, this should be no problem. But a bard you are not. No buts, I have decided, and so it shall be. Dan shall do the deed. Well, if you say so, Sarush. Leave this to us. Just relax, Nasujuna. We know the Kori drums are very important. Dan's not going to ruin them or anything. Next, we just get to put the Kori drums according to their attributes. Then, how do you read this drum score again? Do you still remember how to perform? No, I don't. The notes of the notes contain instructions how to read a drum score. You just have to avoid making a mistake. Half, half, half full. Half, half, half full. Normal attacks light sound, plunging attacks create a heavy sound. Empty, half full. Pause, light, heavy. Pause. Hit. Pause. Hit. Plunge. I fucking can't read this shit. Is that a half or is that an empty? Is that half empty, half full? Which would be half empty, half... Half empty, empty, full? Bang, bang. I don't fucking know. I guess this is where we lose. Paimon and Dan just had to be all fucking uppity about it and just couldn't let somebody else fucking do it for them. It's not my fault I can't read fake sheet music. It says that there's a half full and an empty note, but they all look fucking the same. Is that half empty, half full? Again, it looks the fucking same. I don't like even have a beat to follow. half empty, half full. Which is light, pause, light, heavy. What am I doing wrong? Light, nothing. Light. Oh, got it. It glows at a certain point. Okay. I have to wait for the fucking glows. Half, half, half full. I forgot to check the performance. Half full, half full. Or is that half full, empty full? Okay, so it's half full, empty full. Half full, empty. Damn it, if that's full, isn't it? Yeah, it's half full, empty full. The halves and the fulls look the halves and the empties look fucking identical to me. Half full, empty. Half full, empty. Alright. This is dumb. I hate it. I hope I never have to do this again. Half, half, half full. Unless it's empty, empty, empty full. Did I miss one? Half empty, half full.
What? Yeah.
I hate this music mechanic. Just let me play the stupid harp. Barsom's familiar has answered our call. She must be Rashnu. Don't you think she seems kinda tired, though? Looks like we might need to help her out somehow. This is Rashnu indeed, but perhaps we could have a nice meal. That's right. Grub, meat, veggies, sweet and salty. Ooh, what should we get, actually? Hang on. Do Pari enjoy human food at all? Perhaps a repeat performance might do? So noisy. So sleepy. Paimon kind of thought this might go differently, you know? Like moving a reunion after many years. Not gonna happen? You are Sarush. I recognize you. Got a heart on their forehead. That's right. My Yasnapati, Dan, and his companion Paimon. And that is Nasuraya of the Order of Skeptics. Skeptics. Yasnapati. I do not wish to know about these human affairs. Humans and their drums are so noisy. I threw them into different places so I could sleep in peace. Oh, the scent of lies. Wait, so this was all a misunderstanding? Fucking goddamn it. Well, that's one huge misunderstanding, wouldn't you say? Even Paimon doesn't do that. How? But our documents recorded this so very clearly. Nor did Lady Sarush say anything against this. You must have slumbered too long here, Rashnu, muddling your memory of these affairs. Surely the scattering of the Corybantes was meant to select those who might clear the trials, with those who could not solve such a small problem proving unfit to call themselves Yasnapati. For how, then, would they aid me in my great work of extinguishing the sign of Ashpasha? The sign? Sigh, I'm so tired. But this is not the time to sleep. Yes, you see, Dan truly deserves the title of Yasnapati. He has helped immensely, but his help alone is not enough. Rashnu, I need yours as well. I get it. It was Zurvan who... She too approves of me, of course. Right, Rashnu. Will you come with me to the Vourukasha Oasis? Well, it's not impossible. Barsom's familiar. Please wait. I have many queries regarding the skeptic's traditions. Human business. Later. Perhaps. We talk later. Perhaps after I sleep for a bit. Maybe then. Now, Soraya, do you not have other things to attend to? We can save your business with Rashnu for another day. Yes, I will return to camp to accomplish that which I should. You know, Paimon kind of feels bad for Nazajuna right now. I'm afraid this isn't something we can butt into. Yeah, Nazajuna and Sarush have known each other for a long time. They could settle this stuff between them, can't they? Whatever the case, if you come with us, the Vourukasha Oasis, Rashnu, Sarush will be the one to step closer to getting a chaplet. Together, now? We'll meet again later. Or let's go and... We'll meet again later. Good. Then I shan't have to think about what I should say on the way. Well, God, I didn't expect to have to do a music quest. To help a party Mithir and Rashnu to obtain the chaplet. You might be able to find Mihir's trial and the Ashverse. I definitely don't want to do this right now. So, we'll save this one for next time. But so far, this has been very interesting lore-wise. And I'm really intrigued to see what's going on from here. It's foggy down here. So, until next time. We'll probably do another short stream later in this weekend. Perhaps tomorrow. So until then, I'll see you all in the next stream. Stay safe. And actually, just because we managed to go this far without dying once, I feel bad. So, we'll do a 10 pull. Maybe we'll get something good. That looks like something good. Ravenbow. Another Eye of Perception. Nice, I can make that R2. Ooh, Cookie. Bloodstained Greatsword. Skyrider. There she is! The Archon. And goddamn the fucking Harbinger of Dawn. I can't escape this weapon. I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye-bye.